Om Sarvadharmastapakatvam Sarvadharmaswarupakaha Acharyanam Mahacharyo Ramakrishna Te Namaha. O establisher of all the faiths, embodiment of all the religions, the greatest teacher among all the teachers, O Sri Ramakrishna, my salutations to you. Namaste, Pranam, and Sri Ramakrishna teaching us that everyone can attain knowledge. That is the surety Sri Ramakrishna has given in our previous reading. And there is a way to gain that knowledge. How can we gain that knowledge? We have to pray to the Lord. And then he gave that example of the gas application to the gas company to provide gas so that the lights in our home, they can be lit. Now that example stands true even in today's circumstances. We construct our house, we need electricity, what we do? We apply to the electricity board. We need water, what we do? We apply to the water board. So every requirement of ours is fulfilled by someone who is providing those utilities. So we want devotion, apply it. We want knowledge, apply it. We want love for the holy feet of the Lord, apply to the giver of that love. And we want to get delight in chanting the name of Lord, apply it. Pray it to the Lord, Lord, give me this, and Lord will not disapprove your application. Lord will immediately sanction if the prayers are sincere and earnest. If the prayers are with the great yearning, the Lord will provide everything. And then Sri Ramakrishna said that there are some souls who are born with the knowledge already enlightened, in whom this knowledge is already awakened, the devotion is already awakened. They don't have to make any efforts. Now these souls, Sri Ramakrishna gave also that example of the bird Chataka. Bird Chatak never drinks any water other than the rainwater. Water is available aplenty surrounding. It is there in the tanks, it is there in the lakes, it is there in the rivers, it is there in the oceans. But this Chatak bird won't touch a drop of water from any other source than the rainwater. The Chatak bird will keep on praying to the Lord. Oh Lord, I am thirsty. Give some rain so that I can take at least a drop of water from that rain. He will die of the thirst, but the Chatak bird will not drink water other than the rainwater. So that is how these divine souls, some few people whose spiritual consciousness is already awakened at birth, they don't go after any material pleasures. They don't want, like Chatak bird, they don't want water from any lake or pond or river or ocean. They want only the rainwater. Material temptations, the worldly temptations, the worldly attractions are not for them. They don't even look at it. Like Chatak bird never looks at water from any other source but from the rainwater. And now Sri Ramakrishna is again going to teach us that how we can get rid of these worldly temptations. They are all around us. The rainwater, the lake water, pond water, the water in the rivers, water in the oceans is all around us. But we don't want that water. We want only the rainwater. Now, how to get rid of these temptations? How to get rid of these worldly attractions? Sri Ramakrishna says, as the tiger devours other animals, so does the tiger of zeal for God, zeal for the Lord, eats up lust, anger, and all the passions. It is these passions which are attracting us, which are tempting us towards these attractions. The passions of lust, greed, anger, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsara, all these 6 passions, they are drowning us. They are pulling us towards all these attractions. And Sri Ramakrishna gives the example of the tiger, that as tiger devours all the animals, the tiger of the zeal for God, tiger of the devotion for God, tiger of the knowledge for God will eat up all these passions and take us towards the rainwater. Once this zeal grows in the heart, lust and other passions disappear. There is no room for any temptations then. There is no room for anything to attract us towards the worldly and materialistic and the sensual attractions. Everything is destroyed. The gopis of Vrindavan had that state of mind because of their zeal for Krishna. Gopis had reached that level, especially Sri Radha. They knew nothing but Krishna. They didn't know any other thing but Krishna. Again, this zeal of God, zeal for God is compared to collyrium. Collyrium is that black ointment which is put in the eyes. It is called as anjana. It removes sort of the dirt and dust from the eyes. It removes the blindness from the eyes. That is what traditionally it is supposed to do. The anjana, the niranjana, one which doesn't have a single blemish in the eye after putting that collyrium. Our entire sight gets improved, they say, once you put that collyrium. And this Radha, Radha once said to her friends, I see Krishna everywhere. Now, why it is happening that Sri Radha sees Krishna everywhere? Her friends replied, Friend, you have painted your eyes with the collyrium of love for Krishna. That is why you see Krishna everywhere. You have put that collyrium in your eyes. And what is the collyrium made up of that Radha has used? That collyrium is the love for Krishna. The moment she has put it in her eyes, she sees Krishna everywhere. Her mind doesn't get distracted to anything else. For her, Krishna is the only objective. Krishna is the only goal. Krishna is all in all for her. They are indeed, they say that when your eyes are painted with collyrium made from the ashes of frog's head. Now, on the contrary, if the collyrium is made of love for God, you see God everywhere. And traditionally, they used to make kind of a joke that if someone makes the collyrium from a frog's head, what will that person see? No, he won't see frogs everywhere. Frogs are always afraid of snakes. So they used to say that when you put a collyrium made from a dead frog's skull, that head, that you start seeing snakes everywhere. Frogs are always afraid of snakes. So you see snakes everywhere. So that is how this collyrium, there's the love for God, this knowledge of God, the devotion for God makes one see the Lord everywhere. There is no other thought in the mind but for the Lord. All those attractions and temptations and allurements, they don't matter at all to the one who has developed the love for God, who has developed the zeal for God. And then Sri Ramakrishna says, they are indeed bound souls. Now Sri Ramakrishna is differentiating between the souls who have already attained the illumination. The souls in whom the knowledge has already been awakened, the divine knowledge has already been awakened. That is one category. They have put that collyrium in their eyes. That's why they see the Lord everywhere. That's why they see Krishna everywhere. That's why they see Kali everywhere. That's why they see Durga everywhere. That's why they see Buddha everywhere. So that is the type of one type of divine souls which take birth right from their birth. Their spiritual knowledge is awakened. Then Sri Ramakrishna talks about the other type of souls, the bound souls. They are indeed bound souls who constantly dwell with woman and gold. For them, the collyrium is woman and gold. For them, the collyrium is lust and anger. For them, the collyrium is lust and greed. For them, the collyrium is the six passions. Their entire tendencies, mental tendencies, they are outward towards those sensual objects. So Sri Ramakrishna says, they do not think of God even for a moment, these bound souls who are filled with lust and greed, they do not think of God even for a moment. How can you expect noble deeds of them? Can they do any good deeds? No, they will only keep on doing the evil deeds, the wretched deeds. They are like mangoes pecked by a crow, which may not be offered to the deity in the temple, and which even men hesitate to eat. Mango fruit on the tree, if it is pecked by the crow, and if it is harvested, that fruit which is pecked by a crow, would anybody even eat it? Forget about offering it to a deity. That is the condition of that fruit, that it is not accepted by anyone. We can't even think of offering that fruit to the Lord. Forget about it. We can't think of even eating that fruit which has been pecked by the crows. So these bound souls, they are not accepted in the realm of divine. They are not accepted. And then Sri Ramakrishna says, the worldly people, the bound souls, they are like silkworms. He has given the example of silkworms earlier also. The silkworm most affectionately will create that cocoon out of its own saliva. It will create the cocoon, it will be inside, and it will die there itself within the cocoon. That is the condition of these worldly bound souls. They will not come out of it. They will create the cocoon and thinking, oh, they are safe. They need not worry at all. They are having a great time. They will die within the cocoon created by themselves from the saliva. They have created themselves within them. Now, the worms bound souls, worldly people are like silkworms. The worms can cut through their cocoons if they want. But having woven the cocoons themselves, they are too much attached to them to leave them. And so they die there. They are so much attached to this imprisonment they have got themselves into that they won't even try to open it up. Free souls are not under the control of woman and gold. Sri Ramakrishna says the souls which are born with the inherent spiritual knowledge awakened. These souls, they are not tempted by lust and greed. They are not controlled by the attractions towards woman and gold. Now Sri Ramakrishna says, these people, they are like those exceptional silkworms. There are some silkworms that cut through the cocoon. They have made with such great care. They are like those minuscule of silkworms. Most of the silkworms, they prefer to die within the cocoon they have created with so much care, with so much love, with so much attachment. Most of the silkworms die within those cocoons. But Sri Ramakrishna says there are some silkworms, exceptional quality. All these Nitya souls, all the souls who have already the spiritual consciousness awakened right at the birth. Right at the birth, they know what is real, what is unreal. Right at the birth, they know what is permanent, what is impermanent. They know what is the reality, what is fake, and what is the truth, and what is falsity. These spirituals, the divine souls, they already know it, and they are like those cocoons, very rare of the rare specimens of cocoons, of silkworms, who will cut through their cocoons. Although the cocoons have been built by them with great love, no, they are not attached. With the total detachment, they will cut through the cocoon and they will release themselves. They do not come under the control of woman and gold, Sri Ramakrishna says. They are few and far between. Unfortunately, Sri Ramakrishna says, such silkworms are so rare, like those 1 or 2 kites which fly off from the hands of Mother Shama. When she is playing with the kites, holding them in her hands, 1 or 2 will fly from the hundreds and thousands of the kites which Mother Shama is playing with. And then Sri Ramakrishna says, It is the free souls are not under the control of woman and gold. There are some silkworms that cut through the cocoon they have made with such great care, but they are few and far between. It is the Maya that eludes. The Maya all creates all these disturbances. It is this Maya that deludes. Only a few become spiritually awakened and are not deluded by the spell of Maya. They do not come under the control of woman and gold. So these rare souls who are not coming under the influence of Maya, who don't get deluded, who have no illusions as far as what is their objective is concerned, they are very clear in their hearts that I have taken birth to spread spirituality, to teach spirituality, to share my knowledge with others and take them along with me. That is their intention of taking birth, these divine souls. They don't come under the influence of Maya at all. For them, Maya cannot bide them in her net. And in this regard, as we are, Sri Ramakrishna has told us that they don't get deluded by Maya. There is one very nice example that is that Girish Chandra Ghosh used to quote on the delusion by Maya. Girish Chandra Ghosh, Sri Ramakrishna's great devotee, he used to say that there are only two kind of people in this world. They don't get deluded by Maya. Maya cannot bound them in her net. One is Swamiji, Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda, Girish Babu used to say that he's so big for Maya that Maya's net cannot envelop him. Maya's net cannot bind him in her net. He is so huge. His spiritual stature is so huge. And there is another person, a devotee, again a devotee, disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, Durga Charan Nag. Very humble, very pious, very holy person. Humility born was Nag Mahashay. Girish Babu used to say, Nag Mahashay is the other one. His ego is so tiny that he has become egoless with that shrunken ego. He has become a child of the mother that Maya cannot bind him. He's so tiny. His ego is so tiny. Swamiji's ego is so huge. It has gone beyond the comprehension of Maya. Because Swamiji is beyond ego, he has inflated to such an extent. He is Lord Shiva himself who creates the ego. So that is what Girish Babu used to give an example when he used to talk about getting bound by Maya. So these two are the people, he said, I have seen with my eyes. They can never be tempted by Maya. They can never get deluded by Maya. Swamiji and Nag Mahashay. Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Thakur, Jai Ma, Jai Swamiji.